All right, back for more Doodle Talk on this December the 28th, 2023. Wait, what a way to end out the year. I don't know if I'm ending out the year at all, but I figured, what the hell, I would continue with this ill-advised little thing of mine, which is to develop an ability to chat semi-intelligently while I do my doodling. Specifically, I think doing the inking of my doodling is the way to go for right now. Oh God, that looks really thin. I'm doing lettering at the moment, and it looks really thin. I'm not going to show it to you because it's all smut. It is all smutty doodles all the time for me, which, it's you're not missing anything. Let's put it that way. Oh man, I've really made a dog's breakfast of that. Let's see if I go up a ink level to number 6 and do that, ink over it with that. Suddenly it'll become magic. Suddenly it'll look amazing, and everyone will want to read my silly one-page gag doodles, which I don't even know if this is much of a gag. It's more of an erotic fantasy. I'll just leave it at that. Well, I'm gonna put this at least will just be the. What if I get? I might need to get a new pen. This at least will be just for the lettering because it is now really blocky. But this is, at least it matches the shittiness of the first the first attempt. God damn it. So I'm slowly putting my doodles up on CF. I won't get any more particular than that because I don't want people to actually find me. Where I put up probably about 19 of my doodles, and have amassed, wait for it, 0 subscribers so far, because it is it's a site actually frequented by people who seem to be actual artists, probably young artists, not young, but young adult artists. My stuff is not gathered any interest because it is frankly sub-artist. It is really sub-artist, and that's actually excellent. That is about the level of attention I think my stuff deserves, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's not going to. It's somewhere I can put stuff up, and that it just sort of. It's like, okay, I created something, I released it, I can move on. It's like I created and I finished something. I finished whatever it was, however super crude and ill-formed. I can put it up and I can move on. But I finished it. I finished it, which is important to me. So that is good. That is good because I'm at the stage I'm in at the moment, and will be probably for the rest of my life, is the beginner stage. But I have actually gotten a thing with comics where I'm doing them semi regularly. God damn it, this pen is not really working out anymore. I wonder if I need to get a new one. What other levels do I have? I don't have much else. Is this super thin? That's super thin. God damn it. So that's good. That's good. I'm pretty okay with that. As I keep on saying. Do I say it too much? Do I say it so much that you don't believe me? I don't know. But I am a beginner. I am somebody who doesn't have much skills, and I've dallied over the years, and I haven't really done any sustained practice. And I think sustained practice is what I need if I'm going to get any better. Now, my goals are to just become a better smutty doodler. That is all I'm looking for. Sort of like I'm looking for as a writer is to become a better erotic writer. So I'm what they call in the business a pervert, but you know, a pervert who wants to improve his skills. Yes. So all I can do is just keep on trucking and maybe someday get a subscriber or two. That would be pretty cool. You know. Fuck me. Yeah. That is all I can do. And I enjoy it. I enjoy making something, even if it is something pretty low and infantile. Well, is it puerile? Puerile, not infantile so much as completely as very much puerile in its thing. You know, I'm into busty babes and hung dudes and kind of humiliation and various things like that. I don't seem to have any impulses for anything higher. The higher, the fewer. No, that's my lame old Star Trek reference. But okay, let's see if I can get the mouth. It's like if you fuck things up in a doodle, and I'm fucking up a lot of things, just saying, but if you fuck up the face, it really kind of, at least for me, it takes it out of it. It takes me completely out of it. I'm sure a lot of people will just look at various parts of my form and will not, will shudder in horror at what I've done. But I just gotta, I am obviously doing this to please myself. As is it a form of masturbation? No, because I'm not jerking myself off right now. Though I often remember, oh God, see, now this is like, this tells a lot about you as a person if you list off your heroes. And there was a documentary about Robert Crumb called Crumb, and he in the middle of it, they were talking to an art historian who was going like, oh, obviously this is an expression of kind of a disgust with society and exposing all the stuff, and got intercut with Robert Crumb talking about how no, he was actually pretty sexually aroused by his doodles and would jerk off to them. That was a part of the thing. And the art historian's face when he was told that's like, oh really? It's like, it probably doesn't change. Maybe it does change. I don't know. Maybe it changes what an art historian would think about your art, probably. But I often think about that. It's like, okay, well, there's somebody who obviously had a very direct, sensual reaction to his art. And I mean, yeah, the thing of basically, I do think a lot of what I do is, how do I, with my very limited skills, get um, you know express my erotic longings, my erotic fancies, and all that stuff in I can't call it art, in my doodles. And this, yeah, that's what I do. I it's like, well, it makes a big difference if I create something about my imaginations versus I mean, I enjoy obviously other people's imaginations, other people's erotic comics or erotic stories, but there's nothing like your own stuff, your own your own longings and desires that you get finding expression in your own hand, as it was, which is, it's funny because when you're doing the art itself, I mean, I can't speak for Robert Crumb, but for myself, there's like the thinking about it, and then maybe there's the afterwards that you can have arousal. But when you're actually kind of like, oh, I'm trying to get this line done or stuff like that, I just kind of lose myself. I kind of lose myself in that. So in some ways, it's a way of dealing with having a strong sexual drive, is saying, yes, I have a strong sexual drive. Yes, I think about sex a lot. I think about erotic scenarios a lot. But within just kind of just doing the art itself, or writing the stuff myself, I kind of lose myself a little bit in that, and it's like I'm the wider looking at it, wider godlike, not godlike, but well, there's a power thing here too, probably, of getting to create my own world that way. But yeah, it's funny what it's funny what it gets in you, it gets in me, which, yeah, it's, yeah. I don't know if I'm expressing it very well, or at all, but I'm yeah. God, I'm really fucking up this hand here, is what I'm doing. Should have a lovely lady hand, and it's somewhat of a monstrosity. Oh well, that's sometimes what happens when you're drawing and talking at the same time, that what you end up with is a bit of a dog's breakfast. I think I should probably, God, I've got so many different lines going and so many things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all my kind of penciling, so that I can see what I actually have, and then add the ink where it is going to be desperately needed. Whether I can save it, I don't know if there's saving. There's just like, it's funny, I am at the moment reading a Dynamic Anatomy by is it, oh God, what the hell is his name? Dynamic Anatomy by Hogarth, Burn Hogarth, I think it is. And boy, this guy does not like the kind of, well, at least what was at his point 1950s kind of very much the anti-figural, the kind of like very more symbolic thing. This was a guy who was very much into realism, realistic, fairly heroic, almost pretty homoerotic, it seems to me, representations of the body, but very much proportion, very much getting everything correct in a way, not just kind of making a figural gesture towards it. I don't even know if my stick figure mannequins are probably are probably more on that line of things. I mean, he showed pictures from Matisse where it's like, oh, if I can get to levels of Matisse, that would be fucking amazing. Okay, there I need a line. And then this woman is going to have hips behind her. And I should make some leggies here. Oh God, okay. Well, I'm really making a rough hash of whatever she's got behind her. But we'll try. We shall try. And yeah, but I'm kind of putting up with that because he's also talking about proportions, and I do recognize that, especially if I'm trying to make a erotic thing, the more of the touch of real that I can put in there, the more I can kind of center myself in the more I can center myself in reality, a little bit in reality, the more I can conjure up what I want of erotic nature in my work. You know, strictly, and I mean, I am talking strictly for my own strictly puerile entertainment. Jesus, I don't even know where that part comes in the body. Yeah, really, I am going. This is mostly stick figure here, is what I'm going for. I'm thinking about shape, but I think is my goal from reading why I think someone was talking about it. I went, oh, okay, I will pick that up because I would like to get better at the human form, and as somebody who is just using it kind of for an almost really crude narrative basis, that is going to be that will work for me. That will work for me. God. Yeah. Yeah. God. I'm just laughing at what I'm drawing because it's pretty crude. And you know, it's one of these things of like, I've got that sense of, oh, as I become better at this, this stuff is going to look even, if I get more knowledgeable, it's going to become, I'm going to have to go through that real period of hating everything I do. That's the other thing. Actually, that is a good point. Like I talked about at the beginning of like, oh, I'm publishing on CF, whatever I do. Like I finish it and I put it up. And a part of that is to just expunge it for myself and to not develop the shame or shame, kind of like the block that I've had of actually showing anything to anyone. Now, am I showing to anyone on CF? Hardly anyone. And it's sort of set up in a way that's awkward enough that, you know, if people block me, if people don't watch, I can just happily go along and do what I want to do without having to worry about reactions. God, you know, at some point, God help me, I might get to the point where people actually look at my stuff and then giving me criticism, and then I'll have to deal with that. But I'm not at that stage at the moment. And, you know, I may never, ever be at that stage. We will just have to see. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I've probably recorded myself for a good number of minutes, and yeah, fuck, 20 minutes of this, of me babbling while I doodle. But I'm gonna finish another doodle, and at which some point I'm gonna actually, I've got, Jesus, I have, where am I, Jesus. So at the start of the book, I have a lot of doodles in here, which, if I just go by the ones that where I've got the pencil marks, I have probably 20 doodles that I should photograph. Holy crap, I have a ton back here. You see, what happened was, oh, Jesus, goes back a long ways. Yeah, to about there. Wow. What happened? Fucking hell. I have a shit ton of doodles. What happened is I was on another site called DA. I was on DA. This is not, I'm just using initials. Wouldn't take any great scientific thing. I was on DA and I was chugging along that way. But it was turning into too much of a social site for me. It was sucking up a lot of my time, having to chat with people expecting me to chat back to them, sort of a quick back and forth. There's some parts of it I enjoyed of that, like doing a collab with person and stuff like that, but it became too much of like a social site, and combined with it being very out about kind of sexuality stuff, it was just like, oh, I do not need that. That is not why I'm here. It was going to suck up all my time. And I said, okay, fine. So I shut that down. And then I went and I found CF, because CF does not look like it is particularly a site where it in itself is somewhere where you're going to like meet lots of new people and have lots of conversations. Which so far has been borne out. I've been on it for a month or two, and I have not had nobody's approached me, no interactions. So it seems like I'm fairly safe to be able to just kind of quietly do what I want to do, but have the bare minimum of, okay, I can post stuff on here, and that kind of allows me to release it into the wild. And to continue my process. It's all about process. It is not about me making friends or me becoming a great artist. I want to become an okay doodler is what I'm going for. I'm years away from that. And I need to probably do more self-study in that way. At the same time, I wanted a site where I could do that, and I'm into erotic shit. So I just wanted somewhere where I can label this as like no kids, sexuality, language, all that sort of stuff. So please don't look at my stuff unless you want to look at that stuff, and then you'll look at that stuff and you'll see the level of quality of the art, and then you'll probably not even come back and look at me again. So that's fine. That is all good. So but the thing is, when I stopped posting on DA, I had just a break where I just didn't do any doodling, which is like, oh shit, am I gonna just stop doodling again? Because I've done that. I've started doodling and then I've just gone off. But no, I've actually come back to it. But I haven't come back to the usual, like what I was doing on DA was I was trying to like do a doodle a day there for a good while, which wasn't sustainable, but I was trying to do a doodle a day. So I would try and do a doodle, get a doodle done, photograph either that doodle or the doodle from the day before, and then get one up on the thing. There's like a kind of a pipeline going there, and I've interrupted the pipeline, and so I'm doing doodles again, but at a much slower pace. And I haven't started. I've got a big backlog. What I need to do is probably on a weekend is just go through a lot of the doodles I have here, clean them up. Actually, I think I might just sit here right now and try and clean them up, and then photograph them, clean them up. Well, not electronically clean them up. I'm super basic. I'm basically just, I take a picture of it, I do the brightness, contrast, something, click on that so it's just the black lines, because I'm not doing anything color. that would involve computer work. This is strictly the line art. I'm trying to be better at line art. Maybe sometime far in the future I'll start doing, I think about coloring, but that might actually bring more attention to my work, because I look at a lot of people's work who gets more attention than mine, and theirs is just colored, and I think that probably attracts more eyeballs, which I don't want. And anyways, I think focusing for me, at least at this point, on line art is the way to go, because God knows I need lots of help. So yeah, so that's my little plan for the rest of my sitting time here. I've done the doodle. I've sort of done the doodle. I'm gonna have to work on that some more, but I'm gonna go back and work on my other day art and get it cleaned up so that I can start putting new things up on CF. That would be a good thing to do. And I still have a ton of that backlog, because I probably will eventually put up all the stuff that was on DA on CF, but maybe I'll let some of it lie. Maybe some of it will just go away. Who knows? All right, I will really stop now. I've been yakking for 26 minutes, which is way too long. More videos later.